Before we get into the review, I'd like to welcome back our special guests, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey guys, did you miss us? Which includes Gamora.
Hi.
Although I feel like she shouldn't be here, considering this is our Gamora, and our Gamora is not in this film. I am Groot. Anyways, let's get on with the review, shall we? I will say that I do have issues with the film. Other than that, loved it. What are you talking about? It was phenomenal. I don't really like it. Mostly because I was in a coma for most of the film. Dying. I am Groot. I agree with Rocket. I did not like that they did that to him. Although I did like that we got to see Rocket's backstory, and that he had some connections with the main villain. Yeah, they handled Rocket's backstory very well, making it so heartbreaking. I am, however, kind of confused about this character, Lylla, because last time I remember her, she doesn't have metal arms, but for some reason in this movie, she does. What's up with that? I don't know. New take on the character, I guess? Yeah, maybe.
And I was also hoping that we get to see how Rocket met Groot for the first time, but unfortunately, we didn't. That I find disappointing.
I am Groot. Now, when it comes to the High Evolutionary, even though I will agree that he is a very interesting villain, problem I have with him is his character design. Because not only does it look weird and ridiculous, it's unfaithful to the comics.
What do you mean?
First of all, wrong colors. Because in the comics, he's red, not purple. Second of all, he's a cyborg, I think. At least he looks like a cyborg. Third of all, in the comics, he doesn't have a mask that looks like a human face, just because his original one was brutally scratched. Yeah, personally, I think the comic book High Evolutionary looks way cooler. And also, the way the High Evolutionary got defeated was kinda lame. Yeah, he just gets beat up by the Guardians, and didn't even put up a fight. And then, he gets stabbed by Gamora. I also am not a fan of how they characterized Adam Warlock, because they pretty much made him, I don't know, childish, I guess. Yeah, and also, Will Poulter, not the best casting for the role in my opinion. I am Groot. I also did like the humor in this film. Well, apart from the F-bomb. That was very unnecessary considering the fact that this is a PG-13 movie with PG-13 characters. I guess that's James Gunn's type of humor nowadays. And also, despite being in the poster, Kraglin and Cosmo are barely in this film. And they also gender-swapped Cosmo, like they did in Holiday Special. So, there's that too. And also, when it comes to this movie, there's also a case of false advertising because before this movie came out, it was confirmed that one of the Guardians was going to die. I think James Gunn was the one who confirmed that. But guess what? He lied. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that none of the Guardians died, but why would they lie to us about it? I mean, I almost died, but it doesn't count because I didn't. Yeah, same thing with me.
Speaking of which, what happened to your mask and your jet boots? Did you get rid of them?
Maybe? I think despite the issues we have with the film, the movie was still great. Yeah, I mean, the movie had great action, good humor, decent story, and an interesting villain. Even though the villain is sort of comic inaccurate when it comes to his costume design. And the movie was thankfully not woke, unlike some other MCU movies. I also did like that some of the characters from Guardians 2 came back in this movie as guest characters, like Sylvester Stallone's character, and Michael Rosenbaum's character, and of course, Howard the Duck. I'm still pretty mad that Thor isn't in this film.
And I also think that this movie gave a really good closure to some of the Guardians.
Yeah, because Drax pretty much became a father of the children who were imprisoned by the High Evolutionary. Mantis went to do her own things. Nebula now became the leader of Nowhere. At least I think she did. Gamora is now a Ravager, and Star-Lord went back to Earth and reunited with his grandpa, which now makes Rocket the leader of the Guardians. That's an opportunity I will never forget. I'm just gonna say this. I think this movie's gonna be James Gunn's last ever good movie. Because nowadays, he's a jerk. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm gonna rate this movie an 8 out of 10. And now, let's find out what movie we're gonna review next. The next movie we'll be reviewing is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I've heard that film is really bad. But before we do that, our next review will be for Deadpool and Wolverine. That I look forward to. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.